What's going on, guys? Really excited to be back here today because I got a cool shotgun, the Sentry 12. Alright guys, so before I get shooting the Sentry 12, I just want to talk a little bit about the history of Blackwater Firearms and how this shotgun came to be. So way back in the day, I'm talking probably 10 years ago, I'm not sure, but maybe about 10 years ago, they did a collaboration with Mossberg and did a Mossberg 590A1 Blackwater edition, which I have here. I've had this shotgun for years. I love this shotgun just because I did a whole bunch of stuff to it. Now, so what Blackwater did to this to make it, the Blackwater edition, they had a pick rail on top, ghost ring sights. They did a Fab Defense forend that had pick rail on the bottom on the side, so I put a vert grip on it. I put a flashlight on it. It has a bayonet lug, so I put a little pokey on the end just for those close encounters. You know how it is. And I also put an ATI adjustable stock on, so I had the option to have the grip, which gives you, obviously more controllability than just a regular buttstock. The original configuration it came with a regular fixed buttstock, but what was cool about this one was on both sides you can see there's extra spaces for shotgun shells. And I believe, I've never actually used this because I switched it out right away, but I believe you can get 2 shells inside of this on both sides, so you got another 4 extra rounds inside your shoulder stock, instead of having to carry a shell carrier on the side of your shotgun or something like that. You could just put it straight in your stock, which is a cool touch, but I just wanted something more tactile, something with a little more flexibility, so that's why I put the ATI stock on. So they did that collaboration with Mossberg all those years ago, and I've named this thing the Sledgehammer because it is long, it is heavy, and it puts in work. And I've done some videos with this thing before, some photos. If you followed me for a while, you've seen it on Instagram, and you've seen probably some of my very old videos. I've done some stuff with this. I'll link them above if you want to check those out. But yeah, so this is the beginning, I feel like, of the Blackwater Firearms saga, if you will. So fast forward now, you got the Sentry 12. Now this one is in the burnt bronze finish. This is the upgraded package that has the polished internals, and man, let me just tell you, this thing, you're not really gonna get a good idea on film, but it's like it's on glass. Like, this is so smooth. The action is so smooth. They've got this thing polished and tuned in so nice. Smooth, glass. So this also came with Fab Defense flip-up sights. So what was kind of cool to me about that was when I was looking over the Mossberg, before I did this video, I realized that the forend on the Mossberg 590 was Fab Defense, and they seemed to have partnered up again with them and got some Fab Defense sights on. So that's kind of a cool piece of, a throwback to the original collaboration they did, and I like that little touch. It's a subtle touch. It may not mean anything to you because, I'm not a huge fan of irons or flip-up sights on a shotgun. I like a nice big sight, so I like to run like an EOTech, something with a large window, something I can see a lot with. And since it's a shotgun, I don't need that pinpoint accuracy. I'm just trying to mow stuff down, you know what I mean? So I like a big red dot on a shotgun. There's something to be said about a good pump shotgun because I love a semi-auto shotgun, and I've got a couple. I've got Sega 12, I got a Vepr 12, Spaz 12 if you count that as semi-auto / pump. But you can't beat a good pump because sometimes semi-auto shotguns can be finicky. You got to run the right load. You got to run a high dram or a high FPS load that'll make sure the action gets cycled. Because if you don't, you got to do a lot of tuning with that to make sure it'll run reliably with something that's lower power, birdshot, things like that. With a pump, you don't got to worry about any of that. You just pump it and go. And so I really appreciate a nice pump shotgun. And another thing to touch on with this is it's so light. Compared to the Sledgehammer, this thing weighs nothing, but it's light. What you'll get from photos, this stock, when I saw it, I'm like, oh man, that stock looks very long. Like, this whole end piece looks long, but it's really not. It's short. It's nice and compact, so don't let the photos fool you. It is not a long overall length of pull on this, so it is nice and compact. I think what will be cool moving forward, if they can, give like a collapsible option for folks who want to put it in a bag, and give it just a little more compactability to be able to say either fold it or something where you can collapse it in and make it a little shorter for transportation, you know, something like that. So also with mags, this came with 2 5-round mags and a +1 extension. And what I really like about the +1 is, one, you get +1, so you're at 6, +1 in the pipe is 7. But I really like the way this overall looks. I mean, the burnt bronze on the extension matching the burnt bronze on the gun, it really just sets it off if you're into the look. And I'm a lot of times, I like the look. I go for a good look, and I think it just looks great. So let's take a few shots real quick, and then we'll talk a little bit more about it. All right, guys, 6 shots loaded up. Let's shoot them off, see how she goes. This is gonna be first shots fired with it. So I'm expecting good things. We shall see. So another thing is, there's something to be said about how easy this thing is to take down and clean and service compared to, say, other shotguns, maybe even semi-auto shotguns, but even pump shotguns. I mean, when you're looking back at these, I mean, yeah, you think, okay, well, it's simple. You clean it, you swab the bore, you wipe the inside, and you're done. But if you really want to take it down, you know, you're taking the rails off, you're getting in there, you're cleaning real good. I mean, you can't really do anything in the way of taking the receiver apart to really get in there and get a really good deep clean. But what they've done with this is, I think it's just awesome. They did a push pin takedown, similar to the HK. I like a push pin takedown. It's just easy. You pop out the pin, the lower just comes right off. AR fire control groups with the safety. It has that feel to it, so you pop the pin out and you can just get in there and clean it, and you can clean it easy. And it's familiar. It's a shotgun, but yet it's almost like an AR. This thing is a hell of a lot easier to really just take down and clean if you want to than other types in the same class. All right, some more information on the Sentry 12 and Iron Horse Firearms, who produces this. So this is branded as Blackwater Firearms. They've partnered in with Iron Horse to produce this gun under their name for Blackwater Firearms. So it's a Blackwater Firearms gun made by Iron Horse Firearms. And if you're not familiar with Iron Horse Firearms, they got an innovative product that has a thumb trigger inside the pistol grip for their AR-15 line. So, all right, guys, 6 more shots. I forgot to tell you last time, I'm shooting birdshot because of the price of ammo right now. You know, buckshot and slugs, I might as well be paying like $1,000 for a box. So birdshot it is, but it's the same thing. It's a pump shotgun. It's going to run with anything. So let's do it. Guys, I mean, it's just a smooth shooting gun. I think the thing I'm most impressed about with this gun, aside from it being light and the takedown of it being just genius as far as that goes, is the action. I mean, it is so smooth. I mean, it is just so smooth. So smooth. What we'll do is I'll shoot the Mossberg, just take a couple shots, and we'll just compare the action and just see what it's like. But this is just so smooth. The downside of tube-fed shotguns. You gotta have one in your inventory, but I'm telling you, it's a lot more to it. All right, like the pull on this, a lot longer. Overall package, you can see, a lot longer. Everything's a little different, you know, the controls are different. It's not that AR type control. So, it's not that the action's bad on the Mossberg. I mean, it's not a bad action. But just shooting them back to back, a regular pump shotgun that doesn't have the internals polished and things, it's just, you can tell the difference. I mean, this had no problem, you know, racking rounds. But just how smooth the Sentry was is where it's at. I mean, it is just glass. It is cold this morning, guys. It is only, it's Easter weekend, it's the beginning of April. Out here in Pennsylvania, eastern Pennsylvania, it's been warm. But this morning, the past few days, man, it's been cold. It is cold. My hands are freezing cold right now. Can barely feel the shells I'm putting in the mag. So I got 6 more loaded up. We'll just run them through, man. I mean, just shoot a little bit. All right, here we go. I think what will be cool now, so they're making 8-round mag. So I got to get me an 8-round mag because 8 rounds is better than 5. With a +1, you're looking at 9, +1 in the pipe, 10. 10 rounds, that will be perfect. Perfect for this gun. Now, there's something to be said for a small mag. You know, easier to travel with, small mags. It's less cumbersome. They don't hang out far. I mean, if you've seen the Vepr 12s and the Sega 12s with their 10 and 12 round stick mags, I mean, they're huge, but it's cool. But with the +1s and, you know, carrying one in the pipe, I mean, it gives you that flexibility to have more rounds. And 8 +1 in the pipe, 10, you can't beat it. What I think would also be cool with this style magazine, I don't know the geometry and the specifics of it, but I feel like what would be cool is if they could manufacture like a coupler for this. You have 2 5-round mags coupled together, just like you would on an AR, MP5, whatever. Quick mag changes with the coupler. Then all of a sudden you got 2 5s, you know, with the +1, you got 6, that's 12, +1 in the pipe, you got 13. And not giving it a whole lot more weight because the thing is light to begin with. Whoo, that is a package, baby. 2 6ers with a coupler, I think that's the way to go. So if they haven't thought about this and you're watching this video, maybe think about doing a coupler. Also, what would be cool, I think, giving you the option. You know, I'm a guy that likes options. So to be able to switch out some things, like maybe release a forend that has maybe some accessory mounts to it. So maybe some M-locks, some built-in M-locks to this. Maybe not, you don't want a pick rail on this thing, but like a forend that's designed just like this, but gives you the option for M-lock. So some guys might want to run just like a stubby vertical grip on this. Or, you know, if they want to mount like a light on the side, or even mount like, you know, if you want to mount something up here that you don't want to mount on the top pick rail. I mean, yeah, there's things you can do. I mean, right, you can put like 45-degree mounts on, you know, put a flashlight that sort of, you know, is not over the top. It hangs off to the side. So, you know, you got that option. Different features, different accessories. And I think definitely like moving toward at some point a collapsible stock or foldable stock with this would be pretty cool. It's not that it's long, it's just options, you know? Options to be able to switch it out or, you know, offer a model with one, I think would be cool. So, all right, guys, let's just wrap it up. We'll shoot it off again, some bird shots, 5 more bird shots, and we'll call it a day. All right, guys, let's do it up here. 5 rounds of bird, fire it off, call it a day. All right. Something else to be mentioned here, I've had no issues with this thing today. First time out with it, ran perfect, ran smooth, ran like you'd want a pump shotgun to run, just reliable. So all right guys, thanks for watching. See you next time.